I think we're live. Hold on.
I would say so. It said the L word.
Neepoo, neepoo. This is Remy. She's, I don't know, probably between 5 and 8 years old, and she's a poodle. Favorite nicknames are Remsicle, Fluffy Sausage is definitely one of them. That's our favorite that we use all the time because she is indeed a fluffy sausage. What's so funny about Remy is that she loves to run with the big dogs, swim, get dirty, chase after things, be a farm dog, do all the farm dog things. And she's a poodle, so it's really funny to see her running out there with the pack with everybody who's like 3 times the size that she is. So I love how fierce she is and low to the ground and fast. Remy, as she's getting older, is getting very yeasty, so we've changed her diet to a straight diet, and we usually do a rabbit, a duck, or a turkey, which are cool proteins, and we'll hopefully get rid of her yeast that is just out of control right now. We give her 12 milligrams of Ease every single day. And when she does have some sort of breakout or rash on her belly, we do soothe on her belly and paws if she has breakout.
Hi,
everybody!
That was our star, Remy.
That's Remy, our star on the Fireflake Farm, our yeasty beast. She's one of the rescues on the Fireflake Farm, our rescue outside of Tampa. And we chose to tell her story today because she is one of our dogs that is super prone to skin issues, which is our topic of conversation today. We're talking about all things skin issues.
Issues. Which is actually allergies and skin issues are the number one reason why animals are brought to vets, which is pretty crazy. So this is definitely a big topic that, of course, we'll touch on a little bit, but always the number one thing you could be doing for them is feeding them the right foods. So, we'll put a link to Answer's pet food protocol there as well. But today we're going to be talking all about how CBD can help with the inflammation that's causing the problem, of course, and all the symptoms that come along with it.
Yeah, and so often when our dogs are suffering from these skin issues, this is sort of the first place that the signs of something that is a deeper problem shows up. We see it on the skin before it ever kind of becomes a problem. Or it has already been a problem and it's finally just showing up on the skin. So whether that is allergies that are a problem because of diet or immunodeficiency, if it's some sort of cancer or something growing inside, it'll start presenting itself on the skin. So we just really need to be very diligent with our animals and look out for the signs on their skin to see what's actually going on inside. Because a lot of the traditional therapies, they're really just treating the symptom. They're just trying to make the skin better, but then they leave what's underneath it completely unresolved, right?
Exactly. Before we get super started, we do want to let you guys know that we are doing another giveaway, just like we do every week. We're giving away salves so 2 winners get 1 salve of their choice. These salves help everything from tumors, cysts, infections, hot spots, red spots, allergies, bug bites, dermatitis, dry pollen.
Hernandez, show them off so I can use a different sound effect. Ready? It's just a clip. It's not the whole
We posted the link for you guys to put your email in and sign up. Also, if you tag your friends, the more friends you tag in here, the more chances you have of winning. Definitely share this video. I'll help you as well. But first things first is sign up there. It's on the comments list there.
Yeah, and we have a few different salves, and they each kind of correspond to different groupings of skin conditions that we're targeting. And so we're going to go into that in greater detail later and kind of talk about what those greater groupings of skin issues are. But yeah, we just kind of wanted to introduce you to kind of some of the things that CBD is going to be able to help with the skin, including, as well as on the side, like we said before, kind of some more greater therapies that are going to be able to kind of get to the root of those skin issues.
We have some help. Donna, thank you for helping our pets. This is literally what we love to do. We love animals, so we're so happy.
Hello, thank you for coming. Hi, Anne-Marie. Hey, Cece.
And for those who are sad that I'm here and not Angela, her internet went out today. She might be making a special appearance. We're hoping, but I'm so much better than her. That's a lie. I'm not.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
If you're watching, Angie, I'm joking. I'm joking.
You go ahead and you say that, Fernando.
All right, cool. Let's move on. Let's get started talking all about how CBD helps animal skin.
Yeah, so it's really amazing. We always talk about receptors for CBD. The body has its own system that accepts CBD and the other compounds that are found in a full spectrum hemp extract. It interacts with a native system called the endocannabinoid system. And the skin, a dog's skin, has three main layers of skin: the dermis, the epidermis, and then the subcutaneous layer. And all throughout those layers, as you see in this document, there are CB1 and CB2 receptors, which is basically when a CBD molecule is heading down the pipeline, it attaches to that CB1 or CB2 receptor. And then that trips a whole bunch of natural processes that the body does already. It kind of encourages them to happen more or less, depending on what the body needs. So, like we always say, the main thing that CBD is going to do is it's going to help bring the body back into a state of balance. It helps increase communication and allow the body to heal itself naturally. So, yeah.
Exactly. And there's been also a lot of great research that will show as well, showing that dogs have layers in each, like you said, receptors in each layer of their skin. So it soaks in very, very quickly, which is why we're seeing tumors go away so quickly and hot spots go away so quickly. It really, really soaks it in there. Where is this? I want to show you guys this guy.
There's a study that Hernando's bringing up that's all about that, where they were looking for these receptors and seeing where they are in the body. This is, these kinds of studies are how we know, that there are more receptors that interact with CBD in the immune system and in the skin and the organs. And this one specifically was studying atopic dermatitis and looking for these receptors through those layers of the skin that we showed you earlier. And it found a great abundance of them, which is, kind of confirms what we have found not only on our rescue, the Firefly Farm, but with the experts that we talked to. This explains why we've had so much success working on skin issues using these topical salves for CBD, along with an internal using an oral tincture as well.
Yeah, if you can through the bloodstream and as well as right on the targeted area, you're just going to get a faster, better response on there for sure, especially when we're dealing with a cancerous tumor or something. As yes, it's going to help target right on there, but we really want to help support the entire body through the bloodstream as well. So any skin issues you have, if you can do a tincture and a salve, definitely recommend to do both for sure there.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really about having a comprehensive therapy. It's the idea that you can just kind of like take a pill to fix a complex issue that touches many systems. It's kind of how we got into this mess where our dogs are getting sicker and sicker and having this domino effect from taking these drugs. It really has to be a whole lifestyle. We really are advocating for a holistic lifestyle where the food matches the supplements, where the dog is getting the right kind of exercise and behavioral training that they need. It's not one size fits all, and it's kind of figuring it out, whatever works best for your specific dog.
Yeah, totally. I guess questions here, or cat, or horse,
or ferret.
Yes, possums, all of it. We've done it all. Trust us.
Tell everybody about the possum that was on the farm.
Yeah, Angie had an injured possum on the farm that she ended up taking in. We have pictures of it. We gave it CBD every day, and it healed fast and was running around and totally fine. But we also do that with the chickens on the farm, for the pig. She's done it for owls. We've done it for bunnies. All of these animals have the same endocannabinoid system, and we can all benefit from cannabis.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yes. We have some questions here before we go on. Sarah says, I used one of the salves, but was also thinking of trying the oral tincture. I saw you can put it on the gums, but how do you actually do that? Put a drop on the gums directly? Yeah, best way is just literally lift the lip and put it right there on the gums. You don't have to open the mouth. It's actually preferred if you don't, because the less they swallow and the more they absorb, the more it's going to get into their bloodstream, and the faster it gets into their bloodstream. I know
little capillaries, little blood vessels all throughout this area that, it's able to absorb that directly into the bloodstream while completely diverting away from the digestive tract, where you can lose some of the potency and efficiency of the oil. They're going to swallow some of it. Some of it is going to go down, but the more you can get in contact with that semi-permeable mucous membrane in the mouth, the better.
Exactly. What else? Someone says, I have a super picky eater, but she takes Ease every day rather than Appacoil. Do you have samples of treats before I was to purchase a bag? I wish we had samples. Unfortunately, CBD is pretty expensive. We're actually one of the best price on the market, if not the best price on the market. So we do as many sales as possible to really help you guys out. But unfortunately, no samples yet. But they're great. It's just
salmon treats, especially, I don't know any animals that don't like them. Even with a picky eater, because it's such simple ingredients. If you had a dog that you knew didn't like salmon, I mean, even them, because it's just freeze dried, wild caught Alaskan salmon with vitamin E and CBD. That's it. You can see the little flakes of salmon in it. And they're stinky. To me, I'm like you, but dogs love it.
And we also do have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if your dog does not like it, there's no risk there at all.
Absolutely.
Says, my dog bites his paws. How can I help him? Donna, my first question for you is generally, what are you feeding them? If you are already on a raw diet, look into maybe switching from something like chicken to something like turkey. If you them kibble,
oftentimes Fernando's referring to chicken because a lot of the times chicken is the most allergy-inducing protein. So trying different proteins can really help.
Yeah. So that's going to help the actual, the cause, the root of the problem. But if you're looking to something to just help the symptoms like these itchy paws, you can do a tincture to relieve all the inflammation throughout the body. You can do a salve directly on the paws to help relieve just that specific targeted area. Or you can, if they're having symptoms all over and it's not just their paws, I definitely recommend adding the tincture. If it's just the paws, the salve, the Nourish salve, this guy here, it's a vanilla base with 150 milligrams of full spectrum. Really great for them. It's going to get all the redness off. It's going to get all the inflammation down. It's totally safe if they lick off as well.
Yeah, and kind of referring back to Sarah Grun's question, you trying the tincture along with the salve. A salve like the Soothe salve, if you've got an animal that is itchy, this is going to give you instant relief. And then if you're using something like the Ease tincture, that's going to do more of a consistent daily maintenance where you're affecting the immune system, you're reducing chronic inflammation throughout the body, kind of teaching the body how to deal better with that autoimmune response. So it's a little bit more preventative, where this is kind of like an instant relief and then also kind of a maintenance thing.
Yeah, Donna, definitely. If you're feeding them kibble, that might be the source of all the. She just said he also has itchy skin, so I'm assuming throughout the whole body. It could be the food. It could be something that you have around your house. Think about what you're using to clean floors and carpets, or those Glad plugins that are all chemicals. Really try to start looking around for the natural solution in your house that might not cause these allergic reactions for your dogs.
We have a really great article and video that Angela did. You were just going to say this probably. That's all about natural solutions to allergies. And this is kind of like my Bible for how I when I'm talking to a pet parent about their dog and what kind of allergy symptoms they have, this is always what I send them to. Angela's kind of created this go-to tell-all kind of checklist of, if you do all these things and you have an allergic dog, you can make a lot of headway with these strategies. So it's a great resource, and Sam can probably post it here.
And it's on the website if you can't find it, the Allergies blog.
Yeah.
We always
have a great transition to what we were going to talk about next, which is, I mean, we're already talking about allergies and how CBD can help. The ones that we've already met.
Really quickly, we have one last question I want to get to before we
forget. Yeah.
Anthony Kennedy says, what's the most effective way to apply? We apply to the ear currently. If you're talking about the tincture, which I'm assuming you are, it is effective here, but it is not the most effective. It's probably the least effective out of the three options, which are gums, number one, on the food or directly in the mouth, number two, and then in the ears, number three. Through the gums, not only is it the fastest onset, but it's you'll get the most medicine in their bloodstream. On their food or directly in the mouth, it's going to take longer and you'll get less of it in their bloodstream. And in their ear, it takes the longest and you get the least amount of CBD in their bloodstream. So while it will get there eventually, not that much, it's not the most cost-effective way to do it.
Definitely.
Cool. Sorry to interrupt you. What were we saying? Allergies.
Yeah, we're going to talk about allergies. We're going to start by the grouping of ailments that's all about redness, itchiness, allergies, hot spots. This is one of our dogs that we've helped. His name is Finnick. And Finnick's going to have a video coming out next week, I think, all about his case. But he, like we were talking about, these are his two. This is the Finnick protocol. Soothes for his skin, as you see here, like all that redness, all that inflammation. He's taking both the Ease tincture orally and then the Soothe as well. And also Finnick's mom, Jenny, Finnick's dog mom, Jenny, has really done a lot of work to figure out what in his diet is causing that inflammation and what is the best protocol for him. There's a lot that you can do. And these kinds of products really work a lot in multiple ways. Like we said at the beginning, the skin has 3 layers with those receptors for CBD all throughout them. So this is going to soak in deep into the skin and on a local level, reduce inflammation, reduce the sensation of discomfort by reducing itchiness, pruritus. And so, it just makes them feel better. They just feel less itchy, less stressed out, because oftentimes that itchiness leads to bad behavior. There was a study, I can't remember where I read this. It was, I think, an American Kennel Club study where they found that dogs that have pruritus and itchiness are often way more inclined to biting, bad behavior, aggression, which kind of makes sense. Like anytime I've been in a bad mood or uncomfortable, I will bite.
You will, actually.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. That redness and irritation, we also, I don't know if people know this, we operate all natural boarding and grooming shops in Florida, and that Soothe Salve is our groomers' best friends for sure. That redness comes on, they put it on the belly, and within 20 minutes, those hot spots are gone, the redness is gone, the itchiness is gone. I do want to say something about what we were saying before about finding the source of the problem. Sometimes it is just genetics,
right?
Unfortunately. So like if you have tried everything and it's just genetics, something like Appacoil using long-term is a no-no. It will negatively impact their lives for sure. Something like CBD is a long-term use that you can use to help if it's that.
The problem with Appacoil, I mean, one of the problems with Appacoil, there are many problems with Appacoil, but it was never intended to be a long-term solution for animals. And yet so often veterinarians are prescribing it with kind of an indeterminate end date. They just keep on using it. And Apoquil was never meant to be used for more than 6 months, so you end up getting a whole bunch of really awful side effects. It's a really aggressive treatment, and it's especially bad. Actually, Finnick, that dog that we just showed, when he went to the vet, they had there was a mistake with the front desk, and they put his age in as 1 year and 3 months when he was only 3 months old. And you're not supposed to use Apoquil on dogs younger than 6 months old, because the way that Apoquil works, it basically like turns off the immune system. It suppresses all immune responses. And so Finnick ended up getting really sick. He got terrible skin issues. He got all these papillomas. He got tumors all over his body. It made his allergies go insane, so that he was a little bit itchy before, and then he got to this point where you're seeing on the screen now because of Apoquil. And you look on the kind of warnings on Apoquil, and one of the things is may cause skin to get worse. And the whole point is to make the skin better. It's awful. It's a really terrible drug, and unfortunately very common.
Yeah. Melissa says, what is Apoquil? Do you want to explain a little bit more into what Apoquil is?
Sure. Yeah. So Apoquil, basically what it does is there's a series of enzymes and receptors. One of them is called the Janus kinase enzyme, which is a primary inflammatory receptor in the body. So the JAK, Janus kinase, it basically turns this function off. So, but the problem with this is that when JAK is overactive, it's a problem, and it causes pruritus, which is the itchiness of the skin. It causes that inflammation. However, that is also what's responsible for the body's ability to police, for instance, cancer cells. That's how the body is able to see cancer cells, create inflammatory responses so that it can deal with that problem. So you may stop the itching because you're turning off that inflammatory response, but you're destroying the body's ability to regulate itself and to actually do something about other issues in the body that could cause even more serious problems. So that's why you see such a prevalence of cancer and other autoimmune diseases that come after using Apoquil. It's basically like telling every defense in the body to stand down just so that you can have short-term relief from itchiness.
Yeah, and that being said, there is a time and a place for something like Apoquil, just like there's a time and place for any other Western medication. Sometimes for a quick fix, something's urgent, you need something. Absolutely, well, Apoquil should not be used long term.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not a veterinarian. Also, I am not telling you to just take your dog off of Apoquil. That is not all what I'm trying to say.
But we want to encourage you guys to do is find the natural solution to stop allergies, or find a long-term plan. If your dog is currently on Apoquil, definitely talk to your veterinarian about how to take them off if that's what you decide to do. Know that if you give them Apoquil for a situational emergency, you're not going to harm them. It's the long-term effect that we're talking about here.
Right.
Yeah, where there's people commenting here that I took my dog off of Apoquil. Look at that. I just found out that I can share comments. How cool.
Oh, I love this app. This is so cool.
Yeah, me too. My girl's doing so much better on CBD. I won't use anything else. I mean, like, it works, you guys. It really, really works. And it can work as a long-term solution. So definitely,
Do we have a study on inflammation?
Yes, we do. I'll share that right.
Because I want to just kind of talk about the difference between how Apoquil works versus something like full spectrum hemp extract. So using like a daily therapy, an oral tincture like the Ease tincture, the way that this is working is it is also targeting the immune system and the body's inflammatory response, which is a natural response. However, what allergies are, and allergies as they present with skin issues, is the body is basically overreacting to something that is not really innately a problem. So, there's if your dog is allergic to grass, for instance, the grass itself is not actually hurting the dog. It's the body going into into a state of sort of shock and being hyper vigilant to try and get that out of the body. But there's no real innate danger to it. So where Appacoil is just turning off the body's ability to respond to that, CBD and the other compounds found in a full spectrum hemp extract, what they're doing is increasing communication between the cells of the immune system, balancing the response so that it doesn't turn it off. It is just regulating a little bit more and making it more efficient. So this is a study from the university in Japan that studied the effect of cannabis on inflammatory diseases and found great potential for that. And like we say, CBD is kind of one of the main things that it's known for is its ability to reduce inflammation.
Yeah. Nicole says she loves the video about Appacoil versus CBD that you did, Carter. Sam, if you could put the YouTube link for that one for sure, if you want a bit more, it's a really, really great video.
Thank you.
Susan says, I tried so many CBD products before finding CBD Dog Health. Remedy was my first introduction, which cured a spot of Demodex on one of my dogs after trying everything. I forget that I could share this, so let's do that right here.
Nice. Nice.
Now we all use the product. That's awesome. Thank you, Susan. Thank you so much for sharing. Hold on, I want to read the rest of it after trying other for 11 months. That's so cool. Yeah, CBD has amazing potential to do a lot of amazing things. So you would think that all these CBD products can do the same thing. Unfortunately, it's an unregulated field full of a lot of very greedy people who are making pretty lackluster products. Not all of them. There are some great products out there.
And some people just don't know better. Some people have just been sold a white labeled product and they're just trying to do well. But
yeah, exactly. So, a few things to note when you're looking for CBD products, even if it's not ours, is making sure it's full spectrum, making sure they have a certificate of analysis, making sure that there's in that certificate analysis no pesticides or heavy metals, things like that. And then there's things that you don't really see, which is how they extract it. Like, are they extracting it from the flower, which we do, which is the only way to do it. Because when you're extracting it from other parts of the plant, it's not going to be as effective. There's so much that goes into it. But Susan, I'm glad you found us because we do it right.
We do it right. We do it right. And they should focus on education. One of our main goals is to do learning sessions like this every week, to post blogs and articles, to stay up on the research, because we're all learning about this. This is a new field and we want to make it easier for people because we know that, a lot of people are just starting out on this journey, and it's very different from my dog weighs 18 pounds, therefore I take this much. We're encouraging a whole new way of looking at our health and our pets' health.
Yep. All right, let's move on to tumors, which is a pretty big one. I'm going to show some before and afters that if anybody is a little squeamish, I would maybe take a second to maybe look away. They're not terrible. They're not grotesque, but I'm squeamish. So this is why I'm saying it. But before we get into how, let me just show you probably our favorite one, and probably, it's not that gruesome. So this is Miss Daisy, who is on our rescue farm. She's 16 years old. If you look here, she came to us with this mast cell tumor. And this is it about 45 days later. It's completely gone now. We have a blog that we'll post now that shows the progression, and that's the grotesque version. You'll see blood and things come out. It's a gross process, but that happened within 45 days from this to this. It was really affecting her lower back, the way she was walking. You could tell she was uncomfortable, and no surgery needed. All she did was a daily dose of Heal, our tincture, directly through the gums, and the Remedy salve twice a day. And that speaks for itself right there. We'll show some more before and afters for some other tumors, but I think this is definitely an interesting one to talk about how that happened. There's actually been a really amazing study. As far as I know, the first canine cancer specific study recently showing the effects of CBD turning on that what's called apoptosis, which is basically what helps kill cancer cells. And CBD has been proven to do that. THC has been proven to do that. CBD has also been proven to help stop the spreading of cancer and tumors. And then there's research. There's loads of research on this. I'll let you talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, it's really amazing, you know, that it's able to affect cancer cells so specifically. And I think, you know, there's a famous quote from the National Cancer Institute, which talks about its ability to kill cancer cells while leaving the other cells around it intact, which is something that doesn't happen with our typical kind of chemotherapies and the more typical Western therapies. You know, you often do a lot of damage to the rest of the body. Yeah, here. So this is from the National Cancer Institute in the United States. A scientist by the name of Matthew Halpert, I believe, said this in an interview about the study that they did on cancer using cannabis therapies. And so, you know, like Hernando said, you know, we have now research that corroborates that CBD stops cancer cells from growing. It stops that endless life cycle that keeps them from expanding and mutating. CBD stops the formation of blood cells to tumors. And I am talking about research. I'm only quoting what I have seen in PubMed articles where they have studied this. And then, you know, and then we've seen it happen. You know, we've seen it over and over again with the dogs that we've worked with the cats. So it's really incredible. And like we keep encouraging, you know, you can do that both in a systemic way. You can treat their whole body, encourage their whole immune system to be more efficient at finding those cancer cells and destroying them. And then you can also do targeted therapy on the spot so that you're delivering the CBD and other cannabinoids to the whole body, and then an extra dose right to that place. Like with our rescue Jolene here, who had this mass, this sarcoma on her paw that in 60 days we were able to get rid of completely using the remedy salve and then an oral tincture on a daily basis. And now, like you look at Jolene, it's nowhere to be found.
And you guys, the amount of pet parents, we hear that their vets are asking to surgically remove non-cancerous tumors, just unwanted growths. It's pretty ridiculous. It's not hurting them. There's no cancer cells in there. When you cut it off, it's just going to come back. What we want to do is target the actual problem, which again usually is some kind of food that they're eating, and using an all-natural remedy like CBD that's going to get rid of it without unnecessary surgery.
Right. Yeah. Donna asked, can you use both products, the Heal and the Ease, at the same time? And, you know, while we're talking about cancer, I think it's, you know, I would say absolutely yes. And part of the reason that Ease is also so great, you know, usually we recommend Heal for cancer, but Ease contains frankincense and turmeric extracts, which are known to be fantastic anti-inflammatory agents and have really great anti-cancerous properties. So absolutely, if you want to do your Heal, your higher dose at night, and then maybe Ease as your maintenance dose during the day, that's a really great way to get all those benefits at the same time.
You definitely, if I were you, I would suggest going with just one. I understand the frankincense and turmeric are incredible. So if you want that as well, you can always do our horse Ease now as well, which is more potent than the dog Heal, but still has the frankincense and turmeric, and you can dose smaller. So yeah, if you want all three amazing therapies plus a high potency CBD, you could do the horse Ease for sure. If you're just going to do one dog tinctures, if it's cancerous, I personally choose Heal, but some people are loving Ease for specific reasons. So you can do both is the answer, but you don't have to do both.
Yep, definitely. Deborah asks, my dog has a tumor below her ear. I've been using Heal, but notice after I apply it, she runs away. Is there a comfort issue for the dog after application? I don't know. Not really.
Below the ear. So are you doing the remedy salve or are you doing the Heal tincture on the ear?
Yeah.
Either one, there shouldn't be a comfortable issue. If it's the remedy salve, the only thing I could think of is it's a peppermint eucalyptus base. So if it's an open wound, it might be stinging them a little bit. Let us know, Deborah, what it is, if you're using the remedy salve or if you're using the heal tincture, and if it's an open wound. If it is an open wound, you could switch. If it's bothering them that much, you could switch to like the Soothe salve or the Nourish salve that doesn't have peppermint eucalyptus on there.
Yeah, and just avoid any kind of really open, active wound. If you can put it around there, just so it's not going into open flesh. But, you know, even as we were, you know, with Miss Daisy, as her tumor was dying and it was getting pretty gruesome, we were still applying the salve around it, just not right in the thing.
We're using the tincture, and it is for tumor below her ear. I've been using the heal
because it really shouldn't. There shouldn't really be any sensation associated with you using the tincture on the ear. So she probably just doesn't like being operated on, you know, having somebody sticking something in her ear.
Are you putting the tincture in the gums to help reduce, or are you putting it directly on the ear? Because this, for the tincture, put it on the gums. It's still going to help attack it through there. When you're using the actual tincture on here, while you are getting that CBD in there, Carter, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it's maybe a waste of money because I don't think all of it is going to absorb because it's going to be dripping down.
Yeah, you'd be better off using a salve, something that's more viscous, that's going to stay on there and have more time to soak in, and then using an oral tincture, using an oil in the mouth.
And the oil will have work faster.
Definitely.
But it's the only thing I could think of. Sarah says my pup runs away when I do the remedy salve too, but she's a drama queen and runs if she gets some water on her too. Hilarious. It's like dogs don't care at all, but some do. It's, you know. Stu Robinson says, do you recommend any one tincture for heart disease? My 11-and-a-half-year-old, I keep forgetting I could do this. My 11-and-a-half-year-old Cab has a grade 4 murmur and coughs. I'm getting feel during the day and calm. Thoughts, Carter? I don't have thoughts here. I don't want to.
You know, with heart disease, that's one of the areas that we just want to be cautious. If you've already been giving her the heal and it's pretty stable, then you know I don't see any reason that you shouldn't do that. It's got powerful anti-inflammatory properties that are going to help reduce inflammation around the heart, reduce tension. It's known to increase vasodilation, so to reduce hypertension throughout the cardiovascular system. There's a study that showed that it regulated heart rhythm. But really kind of the risk with heart disease in the beginning is about kind of like a first dose causing the heart to beat faster. Because, you know, as you dilate the blood vessels, it basically gives way for the heart to beat more freely, but you're already using it. And, you know, you're probably, I would just recommend smaller doses more often rather than large doses. So if you can break up your dosing throughout the day. And then the other thing, you know, if you're finding that that's a good dose, that's great. But the frankincense and turmeric that are in the Ease tincture would be really great for the heart as well because of their antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Antioxidants are really important for heart disease, just so you can get those free radicals out of the blood that can further damage the blood vessels and inflame the heart and veins and arteries.
Totally.
So that was a long and roundabout way of saying, keep doing what you're doing.
No, but and also for anybody that's watching, if you do want a veterinarian who is very well versed in cannabis, plus a cannabis expert, we do consultations with our chief vet officer, Dr. Zach Pilosoff, and our founder, Angela Ardolino. They come up with a whole holistic protocol and look over all your vet records and everything. So that's definitely an option. I want to say this for the 20th time. Carter and I are not veterinarians. We are educated and trained in cannabis medicine for humans, for dogs, and we work with Dr. Zach Pilosoff and vets all over the country, and we learn a lot, but we are not veterinarians. So please, yes. The last one I'll show about tumors is this one. Sorry if it's grotesque. That's actually from Cushing's disease, which we are seeing so much success in using our Heal tincture and our remedy salve. I remember the mom called us freaking out when this happened because she had been trying to get rid of this for like 2 years. And after a week, I think, of remedy, that came off. So the Heal tincture was helping the actual Cushing's disease, which was causing these cysts. And then the remedy salve helped it come off. So I'm going to get that off because I hate that picture.
Yeah, pretty good. Chelsea Ng says, my golden has odontogenic fibrobenign tumor, slowly growing localized tumor on the gum, as well as a few fatty tumors on her chest. Which product would be best for her? A bit more background. She's been dealing with allergies for 7.5 years and yeast on her paws lately too. Would she need multiple products? If it's on the gum and the fatty tumors are on the chest,
Heal is going to take care of a lot of the problems in the gums. There's actually some great new research about CBD for gum disease. There's a good amount, actually. So that's definitely going to help. And because you're putting the tincture right on the gums, it's going to attack it right there anyway. And then the remedy salve to help those fatty tumors on the chest for sure.
Yeah.
As long as, if we know that those fatty tumors aren't cancerous, I know that they're not fun to look at, but you don't have much to worry about. If it's just like you want them off, this guy's here. We do not recommend surgery for fatty tumors. It's necessary.
And then if your dog is having cancer and allergy issues, you might consider switching. As always, we're going to talk about diet. You might consider switching them to a more ketogenic diet. So something that is lower in starches, carbohydrates, and sugars, because as we know, sugars and fast carbs are one of the things that feed cancer cells and oftentimes lead to, in a separate way, lead to more allergies. So the more that you, Chelsea, can encourage proper gut health, reduce the amount of sugar in the diet, which oftentimes those kibbles are full of. I don't know what your dog is eating, but you can go to Answers Pet Foods. Their cancer protocol is really great, and I think that would kind of serve the purpose as both an allergy helper as well as a cancer protocol. One of the things that I have seen pet parents do really well on when their dogs have allergies as well is fermented goat milk or cow kefir. It's kind of like an allergy miracle.
All Answers Pet Food, you can get it there as well for sure.
Yeah. Answers is great. Small batch, Bones & Co.
Yes, we just listed some Answers Pet Food. They have amazing customer service. Give them a call. They'll definitely talk to you about food-related stuff. And Sam, if you can, I keep forgetting to remind you guys, we are doing a giveaway for 2 salves. Winner's get a salve of their choice.
Wait. I need there it is. Okay, that's it.
We'll post that link.
It's so abrupt.
So weird. We'll post a link to sign up for your email. Sign up. Put your emails in. We'll be choosing 2 lucky winners. We'll choose by Monday. So you have until Monday. So if you're watching this later, you have until Monday. Sign up. There it is.
The music. Yes.
All right. Let's keep this party rolling.
Right.
Oh, the other thing that I'll say about our salves and CBD and skin is that there's a lot of studies showing that it helps hair regrowth. So if there are dogs like Cushing's who are starting to lose their hair, if you're like Carter, who's losing his hair at age 22.
Listen, it is a perfectly reasonable age to be losing your hair. I'm 30. How old am I? I don't know. I'm 28. I'm 38.
Just because you look it. We like each other a lot. This is the way
you live.
Yes, hair regrowth. Perfect.
Awesome.
Let's show. So now we're going to talk a little bit about dry paws, elbows, and noses. I'm going to show this for.
According to a study done in 2018, cannabinoids enhance the production of fat molecules that help the skin stay moist and protected. This is why it's such a great option for dogs like Frenchies who get really dry nose and crusty paws. But it's also great for more widespread dryness and redness conditions. Dry nose, elbows, or paws? Try our Nourish salve. It's got vitamin E and vanilla.
Told you he bites.
See, I told you. There you go. So we're talking about the Nourish salve. This is, and what I said in the video, there's a study that showed that it increases the prevalence of fat molecules that keep the skin dry and moist. So this is great for anybody who is experiencing some inclement weather across the country, because there's some wacky stuff going on out there. So if you've got animals that are getting dry paws and noses because of some extra cold winter weather, this is a really great option for them.
Mm-hmm. That hurts to have a scrapey nose like that, scrapey elbows, the paws. It hurts, and this is an all-natural way to really, really help bring that skin back to life, for sure. Yeah, definitely. I just always feel so bad for the bulldogs and stuff that literally have just like chunks missing from their nose that have just dried out. Oof, it grosses me out.
It's so awful.
No,
and
this
smells great. This one has vanilla and vitamin E in it.
By the way, everything we do is human grade. We put all of this stuff on ourselves and take everything on ourselves. Ooh, so beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh my God, my skin would break out.
My paws are so dry.
So stupid. I think we've covered just about everything, even the stuff that we talked about. Appacoil, we talked about surgery, we talked about steroids.
Yeah. Did we talk about steroids? I feel like we didn't really touch on steroids. A lot of time vets will prescribe steroids for either, mostly it's allergy symptoms, just because it does kind of a similar thing to Appacoil. It suppresses the autoimmune responses, suppresses inflammation. Steroids are really awful for your animal's kidneys and liver. So again, long-term, yeah. So not great for long-term use. Again, there's a time and place for all these treatments. There's a time and place, but avoid long-term use.
Yes. When you can get something that much of a quick turnaround, what am I trying to say? Quick solution, quick remedy, quick fix. Thank you. That's when you're going to start really thinking of what's actually. It is okay to be using it every once in a while, but definitely not long term.
Okay. Susan McPherson has a dog who has a specific need that she needs to be on long-term steroids. So you know what? If that is the case, then that is what you got to do. Susan, I wonder if you use anything to help detoxify the kidneys and liver, like milk thistle. Milk thistle is a really great natural detoxifier. There's a kind of a common nutraceutical called Denamarin that is made from milk thistle. That's really good too. So if you have to use those steroids, I would suggest incorporating something like that into their diet as well, and other anti-inflammatory herbs and natural remedies. Yes, milk thistle every day.
Awesome. Good.
Good work, Susan.
Anything else you want to say, Carter?
I love you all, and I'm glad it's Friday. And thank you for coming to our show. I did want to mention, for those who are looking at diet and kind of daunted by the whole task of moving from kibble to a raw or fresh diet, it can be super confusing. It can be a lot to take in because there's so much information out there. So really lean on resources like Answers Pet Foods. We really like Dr. Harvey's is a good kind of entry into that world. They do a lot of the work for you in formulation. And then there's also some vets who have really great cookbooks, like Dr. Judy Morgan. She has a cookbook called Yin and Yang that's great for
book, and Dr. Harvey all on Healing Naturally store as well. So we'll link that for sure.
So like Chelsea, if you are looking to add more fresh and raw foods in for your dog that has cancer and allergies, Dr. Judy Morgan's cookbook has different recipes and diet protocols for specific ailments and conditions so that you can cook for your dog's conditions, which is really helpful. But that's it for me.
That's it for you?
I think so.
Well, next week we will be here talking about autoimmune diseases. That's going to be quite a topic because there's a lot of ailments that fall into that category, but we're excited to tackle it. And next week on It's a Dog's Life podcast on Cannabis Radio, we have the amazing Dr. Kate McDermott coming on.
Oh, cool.
Acupuncturist.
Yeah.
Yes, acupuncturist. Definitely check that out. The podcast comes out every Monday on It's a Dog's Life. We'll post a link for that. We are here every Friday, either me or Carter or Angie or Dr. Zach. Sometimes we have special guests, holistic veterinarians. Yeah, thank you guys so much.
You sign up for the giveaway. We're giving stuff away.
Fast, yep. Abrupt stop.
It's so abrupt. All right.
Everybody, thank you guys so much. If you have questions, feel free to shoot us an email over at support@cbddoghealth.com. You can message us on Facebook. You can message us on Instagram. You can use the chat feature on our website, CBD Dog Health. And then I encourage you guys, pet parents we're all just learning about cannabis and CBD. The only way we can get the word out is through everybody's amazing success stories and you telling your friends and all that. So please share these videos. Please share what you've learned. Refer people to us if they have questions. We are all about education. But
send us your photos. Tell us about your experiences. We love your photos. Please.
Yes, photos and videos and all of that. It helps us so much. And we are on a mission to help every animal in the world heal naturally using cannabis medicine. So help us out.
Woo!
Awesome.
All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.